So today um, we're gonna talk about a story that I never told on this channel. Um, what happened? Like not what happened uh, with like um, it's a story I think I've really never told anybody on YouTube. Like I told people in person, but like never like told stories from my like how I'm saying it. Because I used to do story times, but honestly, I think I'm doing something similar to what I did with that one video I made called "I Have OCD." But this one's kind of more about a story to it, and it's I'm obviously trying to like add more things to my house, but I started, I have done, when I was about, how old was I? I started doing weed at the age of 18. But it was like 2019. It was early 2019. I was just 18 years old. And I remember the first time I had weed it was weed brownies. And I was I was young at the time, and I had like edible. It was like, yeah, because it was weed brownies, and I didn't know I didn't know back then what weed what the weed brownies were or whatever. I didn't know it was weed was inside of them, of the brownies basically. And next thing you know, my eyes eventually, the first time I got dilated. And I remember the other times I've done weed was with, like, it wasn't just, I mean, you can call it weed, marijuana, cannabis, it's whatever you can call it. I mean, hemp, there's so many names to it. It's actually, interesting. And, I personally, like, it's like, I remember also, like, I did weed. Man, I gotta think of how interesting this story is. Um, so I remember, doing, eating brownies with, with friends I used to be friends with, and then I also, I also eventually will tell you my other stories with edibles as well. Um, when I was last year, I was like 20. I had, like, this was like August of 2020, and I remember, like, this was like the really like my first like this was my like experience with my bad experience with edibles, and it was so bad. Like, I got high as hell, and yeah, weed. Obviously, I'm gonna tell you this, but weed's not for everyone. I'm obviously a beginner, so sometimes I obviously I got high as heck, and it was because it was like THC edibles, so I got really fucked. And then because I end up, it was really bad. Like, I ended up pissing myself. It was just like, it was awful, and I had to take a shower afterwards. And then when the second time I did it again with with HD edibles, I took half of an edible, ate it, and I felt so good. And it was better than and I was really responsible, and I did better than the first time, because I showed that I could probably, like, because the second time I did it, I was like, eating the edibles, and I did it responsibly the second time, which I did, and that was a really big improvement than the first time. And honestly, it was better because I got to relax a lot more, and I like the first time, my bad experience with the first time with the edibles, with the THC one. This was like, actually no, because technically this was the second time I had my edibles, but I got worse, and so it was because my second time was a bad experience. Because the first time I went home while my eyes were dilated and shit, and I remember the first time where I had, I actually like went to bed early because I was high as frig as a kite, kind of like I felt tired and I was like, man, I want to go to sleep and stuff because I was tired. So I did that. And then the thing is, like, I really because the second time I just wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared for the worst, and I didn't know what I was doing. So, but the third time with edibles, I think I knew what I was doing. I knew that, I could, do this, obviously, and I knew I could, because I was able to understand it the second time around. Understand that I could. So I did eventually try it for the second time, and it worked perfectly. Like, I was able to have a good time, like because the second time it was like, obviously I was paranoid and everything, and I was like, holy shit, I can't do this, and I couldn't sleep. It was a nightmare. But the third time I was able to do it well, because I was able to avoid paranoia and all that. I was able to avoid basically every of that, but avoiding paranoia, and then I was able to like listen to music, watch a movie. I actually watched 2 movies. I was watching like the 2 MCU movies, and it's crazy because I was not able to do that, and I was able to do it anyway. And eventually I did go to sleep, because I wanted to do that, so I did that. Funny enough, I enjoyed it, because I don't know if I have any more cobblestone, but yeah, so basically that's like the story of how I was able to, because I obviously, and also it wasn't just that. Like, I smoked for weed. I can talk about it now. I do have actual weed and a bong. Thanks, guys. Thanks, friends that gave me that stuff. I appreciate it. And I was because, like, let's talk about the other things too. So about the bong, okay. I was offered it. I was given a bong, but there was we could talk about the bong. Okay, so like when I was about 18, I was underage at the time, and I remember going to the convenience store with a former friend of mine, and I was offered a bong, and it's true. I was offered a bong, but we didn't buy that or anything. I think we bought cigarettes or some stupid, or cigars. I don't know. It was different it was back then. But now and then, when I was, how old was I? And then, like, when I was, cause obviously I smoked bong, with a couple friends, and obviously not recently, like last week or something, or other weeks that I was hanging out with them, and I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed smoking weed with them, and it's true. But I also smoked joints too, but I messed them up too. I've messed it up a few times smoking a joint, or the other times I did it properly. I don't know. And also I smoked out of a pipe as well, which I've never done that, but I've done that a few times. And I will tell you that, yeah, I do cough a lot when I smoke weed. It's true. Like, I honestly, it's the truth. Like, it does happen. It does tend to happen and stuff, and it really sucks. But you know, it's okay to, you know, to cough because it's actually fine. I think even for me, it's okay, for the most part. Should probably like get up there or something, or build a thing, build an attic or whatever for that. But honestly, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed this video, obviously, and my thing is being dumb. So yeah. So that's it, guys. That's it for the video because my internet is stupid. So bye.